Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of RVBusiness Capitol Talk, sponsored by the Dicor Corporation. I'm Rick Kessler. With me, as always, is Sherman Goldenberg, and joining us today from Dragonfly Energy out in Reno, Nevada, is Wade Seaburg and Denis Phares. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us today.
One of the things we probably ought to start with is Dragonfly Energy. Most people might know Battle-Born batteries, but tell us what Dragonfly Energy is.
Dragonfly Energy is a lithium-ion battery technology company. We research lithium-ion batteries, manufacture lithium-ion battery packs. Our intention is to manufacture lithium-ion battery cells. We're developing the technology to do so. We're also developing technology to produce solid-state lithium-ion batteries, so the next generation of batteries. And we are in the market right now. Most folks know us through our retail brand, which we call Battle-Born Batteries. We named that brand after the Battle-Born state of Nevada, where we assemble the battery packs, and this is where we're headquartered.
And it's not only the RV industry, but it's also the marine industry as well. Any other industries?
Yes, we're also in a bunch of downstream vertical markets, including off-grid solar, stationary solar installations, and we also have some smaller niche applications that we're present in, that we're also growing in. For example, work trucks and golf carts and materials handling equipment, that sort of thing.
You guys
it's a relevant place to be at this point in time, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. Wade, did you want to jump in here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in pretty much any market where lead acid batteries are utilized today for deep cycle storage. We are a great replacement. Lithium iron phosphate is a great replacement for all of those applications. So whether it's work truck, whether it's a stationary backup power system, it doesn't really matter. If lead acid's being used today, that's an applicable market for us.
One of the things I'd really like, especially to you, Denis, to tell us about is Dragonfly has a really nice origin story, I guess would be the word or the term. You and Sean Nichols, I think, started it out of your parents' garage. No, I could be exaggerating, but what's the birth?
Well, the birth is actually from technology that I was developing as a professor. So I was actually a professor for 12 years in engineering, first at Texas A&M and then at USC. And I had a tenured faculty position at USC while I was working on developing manufacturing processes for different energy devices, including batteries. When I came up with the technology that we've been working on for the last 8 years now, I decided to leave academia, leave USC, and move to Reno, Nevada to start Dragonfly Energy. So it was actually my garage, not my parents' garage. I had already had a wife and kids, and I was on to my second or third career by that time. But I went back to school. I enrolled in business school to get an MBA. And that's where I met Sean Nichols. And at that point, we sort of teamed up to go to market with a line of battery packs that we were assembling. And ultimately, that business helped us develop the research and development concerning the manufacture of the cells.
What, if you don't mind, Rick, what do you offer in the recreation vehicle business that wasn't here before?
Wade, you want to take that one?
Sure. So we offer domestically made lithium iron phosphate batteries, right, that operate at 12 volts. So drop-in replacements for your lead acid batteries that are being replaced anywhere from, every season to maybe every couple of seasons if you own an RV. And with our batteries, they're extremely lightweight. I don't want, I'm not going to give you a sales pitch, but at the same time, all of the specifications on it, right? So yeah, I mean, it's a battery that's able to deliver a lot of power and just drastically change the boondocking and the off-grid experience that RVers are embracing a lot more, whether that's forcefully embracing because of the lack of campgrounds, or just because they want to go out exploring and go overland and have that experience a little bit more.
The growth of Dragonfly just happens to coexist with the growth of popularity. Well, let's say let's say it's the adoption by OEMs to accept lithium iron phosphate batteries into their products.
Well, yeah, and I think that OEMs are taking a little bit more ownership of the entire customer experience that their client base is having, whereas travel trailers and fifth wheels are rarely shipped with batteries on them, and they had left that option up to the dealerships to be able to populate the RV with batteries. And now those RV manufacturers are taking a little bit more ownership over those entire systems. And that's where we're seeing a lot of traction, whether it's with a towable manufacturer or with the B van is the fastest growing sector in the marketplace. They're very welcoming to lithium technology, whether it's us or our competitors, and other motorized sectors are also very warm to lithium.
So in a way, you're a glimpse of the future, aren't you?
Actually, very much so, because we kind of feel like the entire movement towards off-grid and being able to live off of solar panels, for example, is something that's going to become far more prevalent beyond the RV business and into stationary markets. And we like to think that the coincidence of the market growth and our growth is actually not a coincidence at all. We had a lot to do with spreading the word, educating folks how to not just replace your lead acid batteries with our lithium batteries, but experience the full benefits of the power that you can get. You can power your microwave oven and your hair dryer, even your air conditioner. And that was something that was an education campaign that we really spent a lot of time and resources on.
You know what, and Dennis, you touched on that, and that's probably one of my favorite parts of your origin story, your growth story, is how you couldn't turn on a YouTube influencer in either the marine or the RV lifestyle who wasn't using a battle-born battery. It was, I don't know what the digital equivalent of a grassroots campaign is, but that's what you guys successfully pulled off.
Yeah, well, thanks for noticing that. I definitely have to give credit to Sean Nichols for that marketing campaign. He was definitely the social media connoisseur. But you're right that I think a lot of our success has to do with the fact that, number one, we worked with people we really liked. We never forced anybody to use our product. We basically worked hard on making a product and an experience that folks liked, and then we gave them the opportunity to talk about it, and we helped them. That's pretty much it. It was them telling their story. We just happened to have been a part of it.
Do you have an aftermarket role, or are you strictly OEM at this point?
We market directly to the consumer through our Battle-Born batteries line. So we have a team of sales professionals that if a consumer calls up and wants to make that transition from lead acid to lithium, they will ask them lots of questions about their existing system to make sure that there aren't any other changes that need to happen within their system in order to maximize the efficiency of our batteries. Sherm, one of the things that we learned was the OEMs were not going to be willing to make this upgrade to lithium willingly, right? I mean, they weren't just going to start putting thousands of dollars of batteries onto their vehicles. So we had to drum up that demand for the OEMs to be able to see it. We did that through Battle-Born batteries, and we're one of the few brands that I think OEMs would admit that they actually have their their customers calling them and asking and requesting for Battleborn batteries to be put on their equipment. So now you know, there's a lot of other brands that are out there. There's a lot of lithium suppliers that are hitting the market, but we were doing this 6 or 7 years ago, and just like Dennis said, trying to be that educational source for OEMs, realizing that they weren't quite ready yet, but everybody was at a different phase in their lithium journey, is what how I like to say it.
Rick?
Well, you know, one last question, and I'm not asking you to divulge anything strategic, although it'd be nice if you would. Where are we headed? I mean, what's next? It seems to every other week, there seems to be some new development, some new technology to make these even better. Where are we headed?
I can tell you where we're headed. We've been working on developing a non-flammable all-solid-state battery cell. And that's something that has been part of this business for a long time. We've had an R&D arm that no one really knew about. Everybody knows about Battleborn batteries and how we went to market, but nobody knows sort of the back end of it. And we are right now in a position where we are ready to deploy a pilot line for these cells. And so this is something that I think will have a lot of exciting news coming out over the next couple of years.
Solid state, wow. Nice, guys, real nice. Sherman?
No, I just hope, you know, there's going to be a test for the least technical guy you've ever met. But no, I do appreciate it very much. You're spending some time with us. This is something we'll get posted in near term here, and hope to continue these conversations.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Take care.